so mean.
Allegedly.
You want customers from...
Whoa. Hey,
Sorry.
there's always some kind of weird audio or something at the beginning of each show. It's just something that we, I don't know what it is. It's just, you can count on it every single show. All right, well, today's show we're going to be talking about the Gabby Petito case. She's missing out of Florida. Out of Florida, but she was in New York just prior to that. She had lived there, but Chasing Truth has the whole timeline here, so we'll be going over that.
I do. We are going to go over that. I am still fighting with this little bug in my office that I can't get rid of.
How come you're not using your little... I actually bought one of those damn tennis rackets with the electricity on it, okay?
Oh, great. Really good. So that you can zap the bugs and watch them explode into fire. That's...
Yeah. Well, I don't mind when bugs die. It's weird. I must be a psycho.
I mind when they go on fire. It's awful and scary, too. So...
Yeah, I guess that would look kind of weird, just staring at a bug burning on it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you see their little bodies. It's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
Great. You probably don't think so, considering
No.
you could allegedly be a psycho.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you should have seen what happened. Oh, you already switched screens?
Well, I thought I was supposed to. Maybe I wasn't.
Well, yeah, I'll go to that one. Hold on. Wow, give me a heads up next time, all right? Gee. All of a sudden, I'm just like, what? Where did you go?
I tell you, I'm so good at this YouTube stuff. That's what I
No.
do.
I don't know if you saw it. This is just random, but yesterday there was this a couple of days ago there was a shooting with these two officers pull over this person, this car full of 2 or 3 people and a baby and a dog, and the guy comes out with an Uzi or like a really high-powered rifle. Maybe I don't even know what it was. Okay, but he's like,
If the rest of the story he shoots a dog, you need to stop.
no, he starts shooting
okay.
the cop, but the cop doesn't really get hit. He runs around the back of the car. And then the cop did return fire, and then he ran around, and then he was still looking this way, and the guy ran around the back and then hit him in the head with the rifle that he had. And then the other officer shot him, boom, 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 and just sat there and went boom, 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 like 8 shots, just absolutely annihilated the guy. But it was awesome. And at the end, the guy, at the press conference, the sheriff said, the cop killed the bad guy. Okay.
Oh, the cop killed the man.
Yeah, he said the cop had such a great statement. It was something like, and for those of you complaining about how many times we shot him, you can't kill evil dead enough. It was some kind of comment like that. It was like, it was the greatest.
Oh.
It really was. It was like, for me, I'm going to take that audio and make it a clip.
I bet you are, Gray Hughes.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be an audio right there with Grady Judd, the legend. All right. Okay, now we get on to Gabby Petito.
So, hello, everybody. We are going to go over this. Full disclosure here, I got almost all of this from a post that I found on Reddit that actually my friend Hippie found, and she sent it to me because she was just there where Gabby and Brian were. So she's kind of obsessed with the story. Hopefully she'll be in the chat. So she's been looking into this, but we're just going to go over the timeline of events and of their relationship. Starting in the beginning, they started dating in 2019. They got engaged. Then they started this trip. So they took their van and they converted it. They wanted to do the van life. If you look up the hashtag, you'll see there are tons of people taking their vans and converting them into little houses. And they left New York.
It seemed like they were in Florida, though they lived in Florida, but they were in New York, I think, wasn't it for maybe
She's from New York.
And there was like her sister. I think her sister was like graduating or something, and they were just there. And then they decided to take off from that location for their journey.
Yep. This guy, the person on Reddit who did this timeline, sourced everything. So there are links, and I did click them all to verify. So they're traveling. They're at Monument Rocks, Colorado Springs, Great Sand Dunes, Zion National, the Narrows, Cedar Breaks, Bryce Canyon, and they have there's this app or website that you can review different campgrounds, and they did do that. They did review a few different campgrounds, but I didn't use those to confirm the timeline because you can do them a month later. You can do them whenever you want, whenever you're sitting around and you remember to do it. Bryce Canyon again, Mystic Hot Springs. Then they started a website. But in order to get on the website, you've got to be a member. So you can't just get on there and read. Somehow you have to become a member, which I did not try to do. This one's important here. Canyonlands National Park, Mesa Arch. And we'll get to why that's important in just a second. Here we go, more. Arches National Park. Now, on 8/12, the Moab police respond to an incident involving Brian and Gabby. Somebody else called this incident in, but it was called a domestic. So there's not enough evidence to know why. We don't have the police report. We don't know what exactly happened that day, but somebody in their vicinity called the police on them. So this here, 8/17 to 8/23, Brian either flew or traveled via the van. I don't know which. I assumed flew, but that's an assumption. We could be completely wrong because something could have, well, no, something probably didn't happen to her, Gray, because she did call her dad on 8/24. So as far as we know, he flew home. He flew home to Florida to help his father move Brian and Gabby's stuff into a storage unit. Now, Gabby's mother has since asked where Gabby's stuff is. Nobody knows where any of her belongings are. On 8/19, a YouTube video was posted and Instagram posts found under van life. Then 8/21, their website was updated. 8/24, she called her father from the hotel, and she was seen checking out of a hotel with Brian in Salt Lake. Not sure which hotel that was just yet. 8/25 was the last phone call with her family, and she said she was in Grand Teton. Am I saying that right?
I think it might be that might be Teton. I don't know.
Teton? Okay.
That's what I've heard.
And this person says, I've also heard reports she told her mom she wasn't sure what direction the relationship was heading in, but this person couldn't verify that. 8/25 was her last Instagram post, and it was the Monarch wall with all of the butterflies in Ogden, Utah. Now, source potentially a photo from earlier in the trip saved as a draft post for the end of the trip, but that was speculation because they thought that they had been there earlier in the trip. Then 8/27, text from Gabby to her mother, Snapchat to a friend that she was heading to Yellowstone. 8:30, last text, no service in Yellowstone. Now we know from updates, Brian returned back to Florida on September 1st. Then September 11th, the van was taken into custody because that's when her parents, after getting no answer from Brian at all, reported her missing. Then 9/14, officer was seen dropping off some papers at Brian's house. We don't know exactly what. And 9/14, I just put that in there this morning. He has been obviously named a person of interest because he is the last person to have seen her, and he still refuses to speak to anybody.
Do we have any information on what the text was on the 27th? I think that's the kind of the key time, maybe.
I do, actually.
Yeah, I think that's the. I think that one's important.
27. This just says on 8/25 she had a phone call with her family, so she physically spoke to them. The text, Gabby's mother said she doesn't even know if they were her because they were only text messages, so I don't know.
Well, we know that she was alive. And, oh, there goes my dog. Sorry, David. Hey, Blue. On the 25th that one is that's the last known. So really, everything it's sort of after that, and then there's things that happened before that matter. But on 8/25, she was still alive, and her mother said, "Let me see. I'd have to switch screens, but
Yeah, her mother said that she spoke to her for sure. I have that report.
Yeah,
if you
and
want.
she was like in good mood. Even there was nothing alarming about it. Although
No, there was nothing alarming. She said. No.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Although she did say something like that. There was indications that there were some squabbles, but nothing.
And we know
alarming.
that that's true now because the Moab police responded to an incident involving them, right?
Yeah, and see that's 8/12,
Mm-hmm.
and then 8/13, they're in Moab. So were they still fighting when they got to Moab? And then you throw in that other case of the other two women, and now is he in this weird mood, or it's just the coincidence on that. It's hard to ignore that. But
There is, yeah. It is difficult to ignore that. So I said to remember the Canyonlands because we thought it was July 30th. But on this day, on July 30th, she was messaging another van life person saying she was in Salt Lake City and she was looking for a place to shower. So, I mean, that may be nothing, but it is a discrepancy.
Yeah, well, that's so much earlier, isn't it? I mean, because they're not Salt Lake City later, for sure.
Right. How far away? Canyonlands National Park, Mesa Arch. Do we know how far Salt Lake City is from there? I mean, August 24th was Salt Lake City.
Oh, hold on. I got my Google Earth open over here.
And I'm wondering if maybe they just got this wrong. I don't know. Clary, her Instagram is now back up. Instagram says, Hippie says it's 3.5 hours. There you go. Her Instagram was removed first thing this morning, and 4 hours later, it came back up, and Instagram issued a statement saying that there were other people cloning, trying to imitate her account. And in their efforts to get rid of those Instagram accounts, they removed hers for a little while.
Weird.
I don't know.
Why would you want
all of their social media is tied together?
Yeah. Why would you even want to clone that? What a weird.
Oh, people do it all the time so they can get views. It's really weird.
It's kind of sick, really.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we have the domestic incident here. So Utah police were called to an incident involving Gabby and Brian 2 weeks before the missing report. And then it just goes on to talk about he left Gabby alone during their cross-country adventure, but will not explain why he came back to Northport, Florida. The police in Utah were called to an incident involving Brian and Gabby roughly 2 weeks before she was last seen and a month before she was officially reported missing. Moab Chief of Police Brett Edge said our officers did respond to an incident involving Brian and Gabrielle on August 12th. However, neither Brian or her were the reporting party. Officers conducted an investigation and determined that insufficient evidence existed to justify criminal charges. So we all know that they've released dueling statements now, where Brian's attorney issued a statement, and in turn, Gabby's family issued a statement. And then this morning, Gabby's family issued another statement, and we know her stepdad is now out there searching for her. So,
yeah, it's just it's wild. Yeah, so you got the actual, you got that one, the better version. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. So Gabby's mom, they did an interview, and she was questioning Brian's trip back to Florida in August to help his dad move their things into a storage unit and she wonders why it was necessary to move Gabby's things during the road trip and what happened to her stuff. Where are her things, she asked, and why Brian chose to lawyer up. She replied, I wish I knew the answer to that. Why? Here is where we really first found out about it. Her uncle, probably inadvertently, put up the timeline he knew of on a post in Facebook, and somebody snagged it right away. And up here, you see domestic reported 8/12, and then he writes here, Brian went to Florida 8/17 to 8/23. So he left Gabby there and left for all of those days.
Yeah, what was and then flies back.
And then goes back. Where was she?
I know, what was she doing? That's the whole thing. Was she staying in hotels at the time or still living out of her van? I mean, I think it would be kind of more dangerous to be living out of her van, but that's sort of irrelevant at this point because he came back. They're together. Right. They check out on the 24th, and then she's actually on a FaceTime. So it's almost like they got in an argument and he left. Maybe. But, I mean, was there some other reason he flew home? Right. We don't really know why he flew home on that day because their argument was on the 12th, right? Mm-hmm. And then between the 17th, maybe there was just another argument. But would you really... I mean, I don't know what person would want to be with another person who would say, I'm mad, and then they go, I'm leaving, and they fly all the way 2,500 miles away.
Right.
And then, maybe come...
Instead of just, being mad and,
Yeah,
you go stay in a hotel, I'll stay in the van or something. I mean, what world?
I mean, we see times where, women, you guys, sometimes when you're mad at your guy, pull over, and you get out of the damn car, and you start, right? And then you're walking down the street, okay? And
exactly.
And then the thing is what if the guy actually at that point said, okay, see ya, and drove like 150 miles away, and you're just late? Would you be with that person ever again after that?
No, but I would think he'd have to have a really foul temper or something is not right. Now, I will say this. It was alluded to from that Reddit post, and I didn't include it in here because it didn't seem very solid to me, but it could be solid, that let me go down to it. Hold on. Oh, he's updating wow, this guy's still updating. Thanks, sir.
Was it Twitter?
No, it's out on Reddit. But where is it? I wanted to... There are rumors that perhaps he has some level of autism, and only because of a book that he has pinned, and it's about how to deal with autistic something. I can say that,
I'm not a huge Reddit fan, but there are good people on Reddit, but Reddit...
Yeah, this guy's pretty decent so far. He's putting some great stuff out there. Let me see here. I did want to find it because of what it was called. I apologize. I should have been better prepared, but...
Well, no, he puts new stuff you're just looking at. But, so he leaves, and he goes all the way back home. And then maybe they had a phone call where they sort of patched things up if he did leave for an argument, which would be absolutely insane. And then he flies all the way back. I mean, these people don't seem like they're rich, living out of a van. I mean, a lot of... Maybe they are rich, who the hell knows, but...
And I would think that he might have taken that out of there. Actually, I don't see it now. So maybe he removed it because he got confirmation that it wasn't true. I don't know.
But it's not cheap to fly 2,500 miles on the spur of the moment like that. It costs a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
So then he flies back, and I don't know. They hang out, and then. Basically, it sounds like things were still okay on the 25th. Then something happened. And you wonder... I mean, that's what makes me always think back to those other two women. Like, is there something that when he came back, he's like referred to them in some way. I mean, that's just total speculation, but
Possible.
I'm having a hard time getting over that coincidence. It's just too weird.
Well, there's another guy missing there too. We'll get to him soon.
Oh boy.
Maybe Brian's a serial killer. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. So one thing that's been noticed, it has been noticed that every time Gabby posts, she geotags. So she puts exactly where she is. She loves using little emojis, right? She uses lots of hashtags. It's what she does. There you go. So she's here. You've got a little emoji. She almost always tags him in all of her posts. Again, again, again. All these tags, all of this stuff. Whoa. Did something just happen on your end?
No, I can still see you and everything.
Okay, so something weird is happening on my end.
What's it
I think
doing?
it's my Wi-Fi actually is acting up.
I thought you saw something on the screen, like you put together
No.
something.
Oh my God. I wish I could show you what is happening on my screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me if you've ever seen this happen. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Here, hold on a
I'm
second.
sending this to your phone.
All right, just a second. I gotta go get it.
No, you're not going to even believe me. You're gonna be like, what the hell is that? I know you've never seen this because I've been on YouTube a long time and I've never seen this happen. Oh my gosh. What is happening? It's still happening. Get out of town. Hold on. I'm just going to open the door. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi doing that?
Whoa.
I don't know.
Oh, it's scrolling horizontally.
It's scrolling horizontally.
Here, hold on.
Yeah, it's going like this,
Wait,
guys. I wish you could
Wait,
see
wait.
it.
I'm gonna play it. What?
Yeah, it's going sideways. What in the world? I've never seen that happen. Have you guys?
Is it doing it right now? Still?
No, it just stopped because I refreshed again.
What the hell is that? That's crazy.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Maybe it's a ghost.
That would have been hard to do with the screen going. You'd be going like this. Oh yeah.
I'm like, am I even still on here? What is going on right now?
I don't even know how that's possible.
Well, okay, so this here, down here, this person, Anna, notices quite a bit of stuff. Anna is on it. He edited the caption 2 weeks after the comments with hashtags. Well, is Anna telling the truth? Let's see. So this is another one. Another one. Now, this is August 19th. According to Gabby's step-uncle, Brian was in Florida at this time. Okay? And then he's in this picture with her. So he's in the photo with her, and there's no location included this time at all.
Well, do we know if he was just giving us a range of 17 to the 23rd, or was that an absolute? He was there between the 17th and 23rd. The way it's worded, I can't tell.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he would put that in there as the timeline that the family has, unless it was the timeline that the family has. But you see this picture. There's Brian's shoulder there, right? So when you go to the next one, this was August 25th. It's just Happy Halloween. There's no, she doesn't put any tag in here, right? So what did we find out? These two photos are from Brian's and from hers from 6 weeks ago, which would have been August 4th. These are being posted on her timeline up here, August 19th. So they had already posted these. And she's saying, almost immediately after telling Brian, how happy it made me to see that people were truly respectful of the park. I watched some guy leave his processed prepackaged plastic conglomerate of lunch garbage on the picnic table. Well, that didn't actually happen on August 19th. So she writes this whole post of what she's saying to him.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah, I
it
mean,
really didn't happen. It happened 6 weeks prior on the 4th.
How can you tell that it happened?
Because it's right here. Here's the original photo.
Uh-huh.
This is the original photo right here.
Oh,
see?
Yeah. Okay, I see it. Yeah. And then he cropped it out a little bit.
She's got it posted on August 19th.
Kind of cropped it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's very strange. She doesn't have any of her locations up at all. Again, it seems like these were not posted by her. And someone else, that Anna, says both of these photos were from the highlights more than 6 weeks ago. And they were just posted together. And then the caption was edited. Something's not adding up.
But that was on the 19th, right?
Yes, that was on the 19th.
Okay, but then she's still alive, FaceTiming her mom on the 25th. So
we believe so, right?
So there might not be anything like...
It's
weird.
Odd.
It's weird, right? Yeah, I mean, why would
was he doing something to her? Were things getting bad? We know that the 12th, there were some issues happening. So I don't know. Something changed around that time. We know that her last post was, just before this. So she was liking posts on Instagram. You can see what other people like and dislike and all of that stuff. So this is what Brian was spending his time on, But his last like on Instagram was on 8:30. Then he's been in their mutual Spotify accounts. He's also been liking posts on this selling account that she had. It was like selling clothes and things like that. The reason people were looking into that is to see if maybe she was somewhere in social media. She just hadn't reached out to her family. But then they figured out pretty quickly their social media accounts are almost merged. So he can go into hers and she can go into his. Because on September 1st, he was driving home and somebody was accessing their Spotify account. My assumption is it was him and not her. And then the update as of today. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. I know everybody's keeping up with this. To see if I'm missing anything.
I wonder if she posted that to make it look like he was still with her. Because if he was gone, you wouldn't want to be, hey, I'm all by myself, everybody. And, you'd look. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're looking at the other screen. I'm over here.
I'm trying to make my Zoom bigger now, but I had to shut down the YouTube part. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was doing crazy things to me.
That was really weird. But yeah, maybe that's what she was doing. Just took another shot, made it seem like they were both together. Because if he was gone, she'd be alone and wouldn't want to publicize that, I would imagine.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Or, they are influencers, they're doing the internet thing. So you want every post to kind of be perfect. When I go camping, it looks like a messy tornado. When these guys go camping, it looks like something out of a magazine. Yeah, every photo's perfect.
It almost seems too good. Yeah. That's the thing. When I look at that, I mean, nobody really. I mean, you look inside there. I mean, of course, they're videotaping it. So wouldn't you want to make it look as good as you could? But
of course. Yeah. Let's see. Recycling pics. She had to maintain IG. Yeah, true. Keeping the channel views up. So I did find out one thing, Gray. Mm-hmm. I thought they had posted other YouTube videos, but they hadn't. It really was only that one van life one.
Okay.
And everything else was on their TikTok account.
I see. Huh. And it's weird because
So
how many subscribers do they got now? I mean, I don't. I think it's very low odds that it's some gimmick, but you know,
yeah,
very
I would
low
hope
odds.
he didn't hire an attorney for a gimmick, but
Yeah, and the whole thing. You know, one of the things that's weird is see the 30th is that last. Uh, what was it? A text message. August 30th. There was a text message, but they don't know if that was from her. I can't remember exactly what that
yeah,
was.
the mom doesn't know.
Yeah, I think it was on the 30th, but then he's all the way back home on the 1st. Man, they got to figure out where that came in.
Last text, no service in Yellowstone.
Right, so that means you would assume that they're both together in Yellowstone at that point. And that'd be a 2,500-mile drive to be home on the 1st. That is really, I mean, that's brutal. People, I don't know. I mean, it's technically possible. I mean, truckers do stuff like that, but how did he get home
Now
on the
they
1st?
do know where her phone is, but I don't. Have you heard anything about her phone? Has anybody in the chat heard anything about
Mm-mm.
where her phone is?
They do know where it is? Oh, well, they
There's
probably.
been a conversation about her phone. I don't know what exactly that means. I found that actually on Web Sleuths, and they said we've already had the conversation about her phone, but you and I were about to go live, so I couldn't look through 50 pages of posts on Web Sleuths. But they did say we already know about her phone, but where are all her other items? So I'm not sure what this means. No, nobody's saying that they know exactly what happened with her phone. Something happened between the 25th. She spoke to her mom.
Yeah, that's what I
Brian
think.
on September 1st, right?
I think 27th, that could be.
Okay.
I
Hippie says law enforcement said they do not have her phone and
Yeah.
they're hoping to recover it.
Yeah, so I think what you're going to find is wherever they got the ping information on where that phone was on the 30th when it did that last text message will be huge, because if it's like in Arkansas somewhere, oh wow, okay, that means it's with him driving and he made that sent that text himself. So I think it's between the 25th and obviously I would say that it was more like the 28th something happened, because I don't think.
And then those texts aren't really from her.
Because
they're
the thing
from
is,
him.
how would you drive? I mean, that's such a long drive in that short a time.
Mm-hmm.
Most people just can't do it. I mean, he might have, because he might have been on adrenaline from something that happened. But man, you're talking, again, 2,500 miles.
Let's say you're doing 70. How long does that take?
Well, I mean, you could go in 10 hours. You could go 700 miles if you didn't stop one time.
Yeah, so that makes no sense.
Yeah, so that means in 30 hours, 2,100 miles. You literally almost didn't stop.
Yeah. No, there's no way. I mean, there's a way, sure, but I don't think so. So then that would mean this text message either did come from her and he left her out there in Yellowstone alone.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me
something horrible happened to her, or he did something to her.
Just a second. This is what somebody just put here. We don't know. Where do you have proof that they were in the same bar? I saw somebody else mention that. It was actually Unmasked. Yeah. I messaged Unmasked to let her know about the connection. And she said, oh, yeah, were they in that same bar? I don't know. I mean, where are you getting that information from, Darla?
Yeah, we were wondering that just before we came live.
If they were in the same bar.
Somebody else mentioned that.
Yeah, we'd already talked about the connection, that they were in the same place at the same time. That's what we did yesterday. I don't know if you missed it or not, but whether they're in the same bar or not, I don't know. There's a few bars in the town. There's probably 5 of them. If they were in the same bar that night, well, I mean, then it's even crazier.
If they were in the same bar, that's
a big red flag.
So we also got this guy. How about him? He's missing too. This guy's missing as well. Now this might be nothing, but he was last seen on the 19th, and he was in the same area. Or one of the, I don't know what is going on. He did get all of his mail canceled though. So that makes me think, I don't know, maybe he just ran off and doesn't want to be found.
I don't know. Somebody said they just sent me something on
Yeah, I think they were
Messenger.
sending you something about the bar.
Who was it? I missed that. It went by.
Angel Bear or
I don't know what they're called on. I don't see anybody Angel Bear on Facebook.
yeah, it's Angel Bear. I sent
Yeah.
it to your messenger, Gray.
Is that
Look under your requests.
Chill
Look under
Troy?
message request.
Oh.
Her name's probably not Angel Bear on there.
Uh, hmm. I don't have a. I don't have any.
You don't have any requests either?
I don't see it.
You sent it to his messenger or did you send it to his page?
Yeah, I need to have proof that they were in that same bar.
Yeah, that'll. Gray's, you might watch Gray's head explode if you've got proof of that. Same city, yes, Dana. Same bar. I don't think so.
That's not where I'm supposed to be.
He flew back on 8:23 because they are checking out of the hotel 8:24. Well, or he only, he flew back because he was done packing all her stuff and moving it out, which her parents want to know where her stuff is. Where's her stuff?
When did he move? When did he move this stuff? When he got back on the 1st, or?
No, from 8:17 to 8:23.
Oh, yeah.
So he went to his house in Florida that they lived at together.
Oh.
They moved their stuff out and put them into a storage unit.
Why?
But his mom was like, "Why are you leaving in the middle of a trip to go home to move your stuff into a storage unit? And where are Gabby's things now?" I think that's a pretty valid question.
That's bizarre. Why would he fly back to go move? Was there a time frame that they needed to be out maybe by the 1st out of an apartment, and they put it in storage because they were now going to just do van life stuff? Maybe.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But why would you need to fly back?
Critical?
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Like, you've got to leave to go. Like,
and if and why not just pay the rent instead of flying, which costs probably more? I mean, I bet you.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was. I mean, they were living with Brian's parents. So.
Okay, that's why his address showed up at the parents' house.
Yeah. They all shared a house together. So, I don't know. Unless, and Gabby's mother said that Brian's mother treated Gabby like family. They loved her very much. But when Gabby's mother contacted Brian's parents saying, "Do you guys have any idea?" She's texting them. She got no reply. Now, keep in mind, Brian had been home since the 1st already. So now Gabby's mother's searching for her, and nobody's answering Gabby's mother's text messages. That's crazy to me. Your kids are in a relationship for a few years. Your daughter lives with her future mother-in-law. Now you can't get in touch with your kid. You reach out to the boyfriend and his mother, and everybody refuses to answer you. He had to have come home and told his parents something happened.
Yeah, I mean, this I got that message from I don't know. I mean, there's no evidence in it whatsoever.
There's no evidence.
It just says. I mean, I could read it, but it's just there's no links to prove anything. I mean,
is it a quote from an article or anything? No.
No. Well, there might be a link up above from. I just don't have time to go through it. It's like 2 different. I'll send it to you at the end. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. They previously were. So the other thing is Gabby was very natural. She's very organic. She's natural. She likes to make vegan things. One of the ladies who were murdered in the other couple worked for the local health food store. So are there chances that the two of them met? I think so.
Oh, you want to switch back over to your...
Yeah, let me stop sharing.
There you go. And which one was it that worked? Was it Kylan?
I think it was, the one with the K there.
Yeah, so it would have been right here, I think. I should have put the names of the actual stores.
And they were
places.
living and staying in that
There it is,
area. They
right
had been
there.
there years. What's it called? Moonflower?
I think this is the one. Yeah, it's right here. I think that's the. And let me see what the other location. They both
Moonflower.
worked in town, but they just lived in a van, ironically. So was there like a community where people stayed in vans when they would go there? And then if that's the case, then maybe that's the same location that Gabby would have stayed. I mean, yeah. So McDonald's is where the other one. That's not going to be. That's the complete opposite, right?
I'm gonna go with it not being McDonald's.
That must have caused some friction there.
Yeah.
One works at a health food store.
Not a vegan place.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the population of Moab? I don't know. But I do know the cost of living was high there, and I got this from Hippie as well. So they decided to live in the van, and they also did campsites sometimes.
5,266.
So it's about 5,000 people. Not huge. Where is places that they visited?
But it's really spread out. I mean, well, there's a town of Moab, and then it goes, all these places here, and I'm sure. I don't even know what is considered Moab. Because where they were found dead, the two women, was right here. There's actually an article that Ada sent me that had the GPS coordinates, and also there was a map on a website that showed exactly the same spot. So the coordinates lined up exactly with that, almost as if that was their unit. I mean, it was. This is from 2019 August, so I don't know if that was theirs, but apparently I think they were found in this creek right here. I think I remember reading that they were found in a creek half.
And they said there was some weird dude, and if anything happened, it was him.
Yeah.
People are, of course, speculating that the weird dude was Brian.
If anything happens to us, they were murdered, they say.
Yeah, I wish they had a great description of the guy.
Yeah.
We were murdered. Well, can you tell us what the weird guy looks like?
Well, the thing is
narrow this down.
I mean, Gabby, if you were going to compare, she's a lot better looking than he is as a guy, I would think. I mean, I'm not a woman to be able to tell you that, but I can just tell by looking at him. So you kind of wonder if there was some weird, if he had some insecurities with that.
Possibly.
Too.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like she would be what the draw would be for the van life. Like people would be watching it because she was on there. I mean, I think that's the reality of it. If they were going to make a YouTube channel, she was going to be the star, and he was just this little, could be the lackey in the background. I mean, that's how I was picturing it. It was really weird. It was just sort of, some of the videos where he's doing yoga, and he's just sitting and staring at he wasn't doing any yoga. He wasn't even on the mat or anything. He was just staring at it. And she's like, okay, and then goes over and starts making some yogurt.
Well, I think she was quite genuine in her little, in her ways that she was. I don't know that he might be. Some of the things that are out there about him, I don't want to say they're weird. They're just hobbies, like his drawing, even though he's drawing strange things. Maybe he likes strange things. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Allegedly. But I don't know. She seemed very, I don't know.
Yeah.
On it. I don't know. You believed that everything you're seeing in these videos and TikTok and Instagram, that's how she is. That's what it seemed to me. She seemed very natural in what she was doing. I don't know that he seemed to be the same.
Yeah.
There's a couple of rock climbing looking things that he's doing. And I'm thinking to myself, is this guy an experienced rock climber? Could something have happened to her that maybe he gave her more confidence than she should have had, and they went to do something and she got hurt and he just didn't want to say anything? because, I mean, rock climbing's not just something you go do. Like, oh, today I'm going to rock. No, you don't just go climb mountains, sir. So have you been doing this a long time?
So you know what's funny?
Person
of interest right there. Look at this. This is weird because I hate talking about Chris Watts. Oh, sorry, that one. I hate talking about Chris Watts. However, I got to tell you that same background behavior felt so similar when I watched the documentary. You know, it was just recently on Netflix. You know, I watched it because I just said, okay, let me get the documentary. It was just as it happened, all the videos and everything. It was great. It was actually great. I mean, it was like, that's exactly what I would want to make. No bull crap, just straight down. This is what was said on this audio. Boom, boom, boom. Video. There wasn't even a narrator. It was so great. And then when you see him, you know, sort of like when they announced the birth of the pregnancy of the son.
Nico.
Yeah, he had a son inside of her, you know, and it was just totally staged and bogus. He comes around.
Oh, of course.
You know, that's how I pictured this guy.
Yeah, he had no emotion, no real emotion. You could tell that.
Yeah, so I picture this guy. It sort of felt similar. Like he's just sort of in the background, and she's running the show. You know.
Well, I know her mom said something about, you know, she wanted to do this internet life, and her friends were like going off and getting jobs and going to school, and Gabby was doing exactly what she wanted to do, and we're all jealous of her. You know, she's living and doing the things she really wanted to do, you know? So was he just along for the ride? I don't know. And also, too, they did say that even though they were engaged in June of 2020, they then decided just to stay boyfriend and girlfriend because maybe they were just rushing it. So I don't know how that would have come up. Did it hurt his ego? What? I don't know. Yeah, maybe she's just deciding she didn't want it and he did something to her.
God, and then when he left, he must have been, because now she's, you know, very pretty, all alone over there in Salt Lake City. You know, where was she staying? You know, he probably got really paranoid. I mean, it's bizarre that that he would fly all the way home, do all that stuff, remove items from the house, almost like did he take his items out as well?
Yeah, their items.
Yeah, so that seems like, I wonder if that was possibly something that they were gonna do anyways, planned.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because why would he move his items? You know. I don't know.
I wonder when the trip was supposed to end. The original trip. Does anybody know that?
Well, they were supposed to be in Oregon in October, so they were going to go a lot more time. You know, Yellowstone. I mean, we got another 2 weeks to get to October.
Yeah, there was still a lot of time left, and all of a sudden he's home on the 1st and doesn't even call anybody. Doesn't say a word until the police find him with the van, and then he has an attorney. Like, no, I'm not saying anything. You've known this girl since high school. You're not even going to say anything? Nothing. Not, oh, she was safe last time I seen her. You know, she decided to go off and do nothing. You're going to say nothing. I'm baffled. I'm just like, is this guy kidding me?
That sucks.
I don't know.
And you'd almost think that the parents might know what happened. Because they're the ones that made him lawyer up.
Well, think. He came home without her, and they both lived there.
Yeah.
So now you're home. Hey, where's Gabby? Nothing. I don't know. And, you know, the dad, Brian's dad's out there, like, mowing his lawn, and reporters are trying to talk to him, and he's like, no comment. No comment? This girl has been living in your home. Your son saw her last. Where is she? Nothing. He's ill and paranoid.
It's evil, really, for the parents not to be trying to help. You know, if that was their kid, wouldn't they want to know something? See, they're in this weird protective mode. See, if I had a kid, I don't have any kids, but if I had a kid and they came home and said something like that, there's just no way in hell I'd try to cover it up and get a lawyer and just say, nope, let it be up to them to find the answers. That just seems sick. I mean, you know,
it's insane.
Yeah.
Unless there's something really off going on with the parents, you know.
Well, here's the truth, everybody. Brian has knowledge of what happened to her. He absolutely 100% knows what happened to Gabby. There's no doubt about it at all. You know, we don't know what happened to her, but it seems nefarious because he's all the way back home, 2,400 miles away, within 2 days after a text message was sent to, you know, saying, you know, all the way up in Yellowstone. Okay. It's but we don't know where that text was sent. So it's just a huge piece of information. It's going to be, where was Gabby's phone when it texted on the 30th?
Yeah.
And if it's in the route back to Florida, then, man, that's really damaging for him. But he could say, well, no, we drove part of the way back, and then she got out because she got mad. And then well, no, because you were supposed to be going to, there was no mention of that. Plus, you were going to be going to Oregon.
Right. Exactly. So just say where she is. Just say, you know, hey, we got in a fight. Couples fight all the time. She got out. I couldn't get her to come back in. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Not my fault. Leave me alone. Say something.
Yeah.
Say something.
Well, somebody said, Lacey, there goes, hey, the phone is gone. Well, the thing is, yeah, it's gone, but the ping information's still out there. I don't really care. Yeah, we don't really care where the phone is at this. I mean, they want to find it so they can find anything that was deleted or things like that. But the ping information, any message that got sent is going to show a ping from a tower where it got received and made it to somebody.
And we know it was on, at least as of the last text message, if not longer than that. And somebody just said, too, he had the nerve to drive back in her van. But that's not even your van. You're in her van.
Yeah.
And you drive back and don't know where she is.
Well, is that
or won't say?
Maybe that's a crime right there. Theft.
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of people were asking that. They said, well, why aren't they pressing charges? Because he's got her car. That's not his car. It's not registered to him. He didn't purchase that car. So I don't know. Yeah, it's technically stealing the van. I would think so. That's crazy.
Somebody up above said that he had, their opinion was that he had Asperger traits. I mean, what do you're kind of a expert on that stuff. I mean,
my son has Asperger's. Yeah, I've studied it too much, probably. A lot of repetitive, a lot of hurt feelings. Even though they're like, oh, people with autism, they don't really have feelings. They do. Their feelings can get hurt by the most minute thing or nothing at all. I joked with my son last night because it was dark and he was coming home, and I said, you're on punishment for 4 months. Instant tears. So I'm like, I'm kidding. He was like, you're probably not kidding. He couldn't get over it. It's like 30 minutes. I said, buddy, I've taught you about sarcasm. It's just a joke. And he said, but jokes are supposed to be funny, and that's not. And I mean, the kid's IQ is higher than mine. He gets it. He totally gets it. But there are things that it doesn't connect. No matter how many times we've taught him about sarcasm for a year, and it's like, it is not there. He does not understand it. So could it be? Yeah, they're highly, highly intelligent people. They have emotion. A lot of people think that people with autism or Asperger's have no emotion. They do. They look you right in your eye. They are very social. They love people. They love being around people, and they need their breaks. If it becomes too much, they've just got to go take a break. That's it. Now, one person with autism is one person with autism. So he could have a whole different skew of things, different than my son. When my son was a little younger, one of his things he would do to get rid of frustration is like pinch his legs. He would hurt himself, so that he didn't upset anybody else. He would just go in his room and like squeeze his legs. And I'm like, no, we don't do that. Thank God that phase probably, he didn't like how that felt. So it went away. But Yeah, they're all different. You hear that with a lot of Asperger adults, especially if they haven't done therapy or they don't have medication or anything like that. There are various ways they choose to get their frustrations out. And arguing with them is like, you just might as well not, because you're not going to win. They're not going to stop until their point is clearly heard. And if you don't hear them, it's not good. So could he have Asperger's and also have a bad temper? Possibly.
Yeah, and then you do have, there are cases out there where, I think, I don't know what version Adam Lanza had, but then you also had somebody like, who was that guy? Remember that guy? He had dark hair. He had something like, I think Asperger's or something, and he was.
What did he do?
Well, he went and shot. He went just walking around and shot these girls, and he made these videos on YouTube where they didn't think he has like 2 first names as his name. Anybody remember that guy?
Talking about.
Yeah,
I did a big story on him.
Yeah, I covered him back
Nick,
when.
no, not Nick Cruz.
It was like Mark. Yeah, there it is. Elliot Rogers. So yeah,
Elliot Rogers.
That was him. But that guy was just, God, what a, so it's weird. I don't know. There might be in some cases where there's just a like you just said, each case is different. So
very, very different. Yeah. But you can get to the point where if you are not listening, if she's somebody who wanted to be right in an argument and he in fact does have some type of Asperger's, there definitely could be a clash. You don't know. Yeah,
it's actually just Elliot Roger. So that's why I thought 2 first names. Yeah, it's not Rogers.
Elliot Roger. Okay.
Yeah. You guys remember
Has anyone tracked his credit card? I'm sure the police are. Oh yeah, Elliot. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Really bizarre video.
Guy in that was he the guy in Don't F with Cats?
No, he's the guy that he made these videos like he was so angry that other guys got to have women, and then he went around the town and he killed his 2 roommates. Then he went around the town and started shooting people. Then I think he shot himself right at the end. I don't remember exactly how that ended.
Yeah, like we're very strict. We have no water guns. We have no toy guns. We have no gun video games. We don't do any of that because I don't ever want my son to think it's okay, even as a joke. Nope, they're not okay. So his friends will have him outside, and he's like, "I want one," and I'm like, "No, we don't do that around here." So he won't even touch them. And for his birthday this year, what did he get? 3 water guns. And I'm like, he brings them in. Thank you. And he brings them in the house. Mom, you're going to have to ditch these. We can't use them. I'm like, true story, buddy. I got to throw them away.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, it's crazy. A lot of, and kids like Jace, they get really caught up in their video games. So you got to be careful.
So, hey, Angel Bear, are you still out there? Are you also Chill Trish on Facebook? Because that's who sent me some posts. I don't know if you're still there, but anyways, I'll go over that stuff later. You just didn't give me a link that showed. I think it's if you can prove.
Yes, that's
okay. Her. So if you can prove that they were in the same bar. And we're in the similar campground, like near each other, then, man, that's like, it moves that up to about like 90%. I mean, because
if you can prove that, Gray's going to send you a sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah?
Am I right, Gray?
No, a mug. A mug.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
I'll give you a mug. If you can prove that they were in that same bar, you'll get well, I guess we'll need to make some mugs for this channel.
Yeah. So neat.
Yeah, so should we play that press conference?
We can. The sound is really bad.
No, I fixed it all up.
Oh, you did fix it up well. Okay. I mean, we can. Yeah, I don't know how much great information's in there. I didn't feel like there was a lot, but sure.
Yeah, let's just play it. Yeah, because it was mono audio and really low, so I raised the audio, made it stereo. So I don't know.
Very important that we get information out for anybody who may have seen Gabby or her vehicle, which we've sent the photos today. We're doing everything we can to bring her home safely or potentially hold anybody responsible for hurting her accountable. So I know that the press release, I think it did have some additional details in there that we haven't talked about before. So I think most of it was self-explanatory. However,
Do you know who this guy is? I think he's he's running the show, right? Do you know who he's? I don't know if he's a sheriff or detective or.
I don't know. His name was in the
I'm
link
certain that
I
you guys
sent.
have some
I don't know
questions,
where
and
it
we'll
is.
do our best to answer them. So I'll go ahead and let you do that.
What decided to, why is he a person of interest today and not yesterday?
Well, yesterday we were not the lead agency in this case, so as things have evolved, I think we're now at a comfortable level. I think there are things that we know in this investigation that we're trying not to release. I know you guys are all doing your best to get some of that info, but we really think for the integrity of this investigation that it's important that we not release everything we know when we know it.
And what's the reason for naming him?
Why did you guys take over as lead agency?
It just made more sense. The family, first of all, the agency in Suffolk County has been fantastic. No issues there. This was just a situation where that happened to be where the family reported Gabby missing, and the fact that the van is here and both of these people that are surrounded in this case are Northport residents, so it just made more sense.
Process Gabby's vehicle. Did you find any evidence?
We definitely processed that vehicle yesterday with the FBI. Certainly, there was some material in there that we'll be going through. I don't know that we're at a situation of releasing all of those details.
As time goes on, other groups are more concerned for Gabby's well-being.
I think everybody in this country apparently is concerned for Gabby's well-being. We certainly have had an abundance of media attention from across this country, every major news network. I mean, it's not too often we have 15, 20 cameras and reporters sitting out in front of the Northport Police Department. So, yes, I think the answer is we are concerned, and we're working as quick as we can to get a resolution to that.
Josh, how concerning is it knowing that Brian there were 10 days where he was here and didn't say anything?
Yeah, I think we can all make come up with an idea of what that means. I don't know that we're at the point of solidifying anything. We don't know what Brian knows. I mean, that's the bottom line, and we're hopeful to talk to him. He needs to talk to us. We need to know exactly where he was, where she was, their last locations. In that, the fact that he was back here for 10 days, there was, again, the family reported her missing 10 days later.
Do you know exactly where Brian
Let's
is?
spread it around.
What's
Yes.
the status on a search warrant of the home?
There is currently no search warrant on the home of Brian's parents.
Where was the car found? Was it at his house, her house?
Correct. The vehicle was found at Brian's parents' home where Brian and Gabby reside.
Do you know where Brian is?
I don't know. It's minute by minute. At the moment, no, I do not.
And Josh, why was he named a person of interest? Why did you come to that conclusion?
I think most people would come to that conclusion in this case. He was the last known person that we have information was around her. How you define person of interest is up to you, but certainly we are interested in talking with him.
What does not cooperating look like?
One at a time. Who's going? You've gone.
What does the non-cooperating look like? What is he?
Okay, so here's the situation that happened. We went to the door Saturday night. We asked to speak with Brian and his family, and we were essentially handed the information for their attorney. That is the extent of our conversation with them.
This is brutal.
It's my understanding. We have had some conversations with his attorney, but certainly nothing to the level of providing us the details that we would like.
How are you planning on getting those details?
Well, look, we all have rights in this country. We all have the Fifth Amendment right. We're hoping that people just do the right thing.
What do we know
Right.
about the details
That's what you'd hope.
of this alleged response from the Moab Police Department?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of information on that. I know that there was an incident in Utah prior to this. That could potentially be some information we'll have later today.
Who told the cops that this
Again, I don't know.
Another incident in Utah where 2 women were killed that were also
Oh.
reported. Are we possibly talking about who?
I've heard that theory. I am unaware of us linking that at this point
Okay.
to that.
not
And
linking
what
that
extensive
yet.
information has the lawyer provided to you? This office?
I don't have those details.
Josh, yesterday you said you guys were sifting through data and trying to find really a timeline. Have you guys been able to find her cell phone?
That is something that we are wanting to locate for sure. We've got detectives working around the clock with the FBI, using every technological resource.
That was
man.
about the cell phone?
I don't know if that answered your question, but
Detectives were going door to door talking to his neighbors yesterday. Are you able to share what that was all about?
that was because of you guys. The neighbors have certainly been inundated by the media. I think that they have had numerous people knock on their door.
Oh, wait, hold on, everybody. Right now we have 368 likes with 1,176 people watching. I think we need to be able to get that up to 600, so hit that like button right now, okay? And then we'll continue on, all right? And also, if you're not a channel member, consider becoming a channel member. We'll be doing live streams just for channel members at some point. We don't know.
Sometime this month, yeah.
Yeah,
How many
sometime this
videos
month.
do we have now, Gray?
I don't know.
Let's see.
6? I don't know.
1, 2.
We're at 481. Got to get it up to 600, then we'll keep on going. I'm holding you hostage. Do I need to play the auctioneer sound?
Shit.
Okay.
No, please don't make him play it.
Here it goes.
Horrible.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
It might kick in one of these days.
Oh, 509.
10 down, 15 on the
Hit the like button, 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 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, hit the like button, 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 hit the like button. All right. Hey, look at that. We got
This is all you guys in the chat's fault.
Yeah,
Look
had
what
you
can
guys
do.
got that up to 600, it wouldn't have happened. 566.
God.
All right.
Can I post the iPhone link? I think Gray has told you guys what it is.
Yeah, you go to the channel, and then I'll just manufacture it here again. Hold on.
Yeah, can you make one? Welcome, Tamara. Thank you, Mandy.
I'll make that. I'll try. Ooh, jeez. Oh, God. Oops.
Welcome, Very Mary.
Oops, I actually signed out, so I have to sign back in. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe Gray can put it in there for you guys. Tortured us into hitting the like button. You see what happens right here?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah.
I do hate it, Tina. Oh, him and his damn sound effects. I can't.
Hey, I don't use them that
Came
often.
on, and I guess we have channel music now. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Didn't we say no music? Here I am. Music, sound effects.
Oh, that was
things
just
off
in the
of
background
screen.
while we were getting ready. I didn't play it.
Oh.
All right, so what you do is you take the channel name like that, and you put /join. I think that should work. There you go, everybody. Right there.
See if it works. I'm going to click it. Boop. It worked.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at Gray. He's wicked smart. All right.
You know what I'm talking about? All right, here we go.
Mhm.
Hey, Wicked, look at that. Oops. Had me signed. Okay, I'm in. We have 627. Thanks, everybody. So next time, just realize that if you don't hit the like button, you might be hearing that God-forsaken auctioneer sound. I actually like doing it, though. All right, here we go.
Door and drive in their yard. So I respectfully ask you to, I understand you have a job to do, and we certainly respect that, but obviously people there are being impacted.
Josh, what would you say to anybody out there that may have seen Gabby and Brian? What would you say to them if they have information?
Sure. Well, we now have this new tip line that we're just want everything to funnel through. So 1-800-CALL-FBI, that's what we're hoping for. That will really help us streamline things. I know in the past we've had some FBI connection and a Suffolk County Police Department connection, but now we're really hoping to use this one particular tip line. The FBI can help us vet. As you can imagine, we get a lot of goofy phone calls and stuff like that that really aren't helpful, that really send us down some rabbit holes that are just a waste of our time. So I really hope that if you have something viable, to reach out to us.
Are any of your detectives out west helping, or are they all here?
I'm unaware of that.
And is there anything your office can do to
Gray, pause.
Oh.
like such as
Okay.
seeking an arrest warrant?
I don't know how accurate this is. However,
Yeah.
New. We have the Moab, Utah police reporting Gabby and Brian. It says, quote, the male had been observed to have assaulted the female near the Moonflower Co-op. Shut up.
No way, right?
That's impossible. Can't be. We got to look it up right now.
Moonflower Co-op. Okay.
Where the lady
that's the
worked.
one. Yeah, that's
the one. There's no way. It's impossible. It's not possible. So.
And then maybe, and that would have been on the 12th. So that means they were already in Moab on the 12th.
Could it be? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm over here. I'm in a totally wrong place. Hold on a second. Right. Here, there it is. Yeah, I think that's the name of it, right? Didn't we see that earlier?
I don't know. That's just what somebody said in the situation down here. Where do they say near the moon place? Where is this being reported?
But look at Moonflower. Yeah, I need to see that to be.
Yeah, because I'm not believing it, Heather. You got to tell me exactly where this came from. Like,
Let's
is there a
see
website?
Yeah. But that is where one of them worked, actually. That's where. Hold on. That's where Kylan Schulte worked. Or Schulte.
Yeah, because Moonflower Co-op is not.
And so that was on the 12th. They're already
anything that I can find.
They're already in Moab on the 12th, and that's when that was. And then the following night, it wouldn't be too big of a stretch.
Male tried to create distance by. Can you tell me where this is, Heather? She's posting some of it. It says. Male tried to create distance by telling Gabby to go take a walk, calm down. She didn't want to be separated from the male and began slapping her face, and pushed back.
What do you mean?
He grabbed her face and pushed it back. Can you tell me where you're getting this info?
Yeah, where's that coming from?
Yeah.
Began slapping him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that seems like that's not a good sentence there. Her face and pushed her back as... What? As alarm? I mean, I don't even know anything.
Brian Enton on Twitter.
He grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed upon him and the van.
All right, here we go. Okay. Brian Enton, he does have a check mark, meaning he's been verified. He's a correspondent for News Nation Now, based in Miami. It says, we have the Moab, Utah police report regarding Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. It says, quote, the male had been observed to have assaulted the female, end quote, near the Moonflower Co-op.
Wow. Well, that's that place. And that would be...
How is this possible?
Oh, my God. So are they the ones that called in?
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, man, because we were wondering last night when, I was doing a random show, we were wondering if it was one of the two girls that called the police.
And I thought in my mind,
oh, geez.
Come on, aliens did it. Cut it out. There's no way that's possible. And now look, what if what if Kylan or whatever called, and then he is actually a psycho.
And then he sees them at that bar and follows them. Or they just live near him. Yeah, maybe they just live near him anyways, right?
There's no way. This is insanity.
And I can't check my email right now because I'm signed into So Mean allegedly. Okay. Although I could do it over here. Hold on.
Let's just see here what else is said. Here we go. I got it. All right, here we go. Male tried to create distance by telling Gabby to go take a walk, calm down. She didn't want to be separated from the male and began slapping him. He grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed upon him and the van. He tried to lock her out and succeeded, except for his driver's door. She opened that and forced her way over to him and into the vehicle before it drove off. There were no significant injuries reported, and both agreed that Gabby suffers from serious anxiety. and it appeared
What
that
happened
this
with that?
incident was more accurately categorized as a mental emotional health break than domestic assault.
Is this it? This is what.
Did you just get that?
Yeah.
I can't read it well.
I
but
can do it.
yeah, you got to take that comment off the screen, Misty's.
Oh,
Let's see what it says here.
where?
Because if it's really there, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, well, this is somebody saying that's the report. I don't. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Let me get rid of that. I thought you were saying there was a comment on the email. This was sent by Nicole Wilson here.
Yeah, I'm reading it on my own screen. Go
All
ahead.
right, so it says, after I sat Gabrielle in the back seat, Gabby, in the back seat of my car, I asked Brian to step out of the vehicle to speak with me. He told me they both suffer from
Anxiety.
okay, and although her anxiety is more advanced than his, issues between the two had been building over the last few days. This, in turn, caused them to argue more than usual. Brian told me neither he nor Gabby take medication for their anxiety. Brian explained he and Gabby had been traveling together for the last 4 or 5 months, which is that true? Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, I did see a couple of things in February, but I don't know.
Okay, yeah, maybe he's just referring in general. Like maybe they did other trips and things.
Yeah, they had done other trips,
Yeah.
but not part of this one long one.
That time spent created emotional strain. I was wondering, man, could you imagine? Like, I can't even imagine you and Scott traveling together for 2 months straight in this
Me
little
and
tiny...
Scott can't travel to Home Depot together.
You know,
Or
I'm saying, I'm trying to picture that.
It's like fist fights in the car. Shut up.
Yeah, that time spent created emotional strain between them and increased the number of arguments. While arguing near Main Street, he had attempted to separate from her, so they could both calm their emotions. He got into their van, and Gabby had gone into a manic state. Brian said Gabrielle. Well, I wonder if that's isn't that something else then? This word? Are you sure that that's anxiety?
Yeah.
You can see it somewhere? Okay.
No, but well, I probably can if I save the image.
Because
But go ahead. I'm
manic-
pretty
manic-
sure that's what it is.
Maybe bipolar is what it says.
Could be bipolar.
Because manic is-
manic.
Yeah. Because manic isn't really an anxiety deal, right? I think that might
It
say
can be.
bipolar.
No.
You don't think so? It's hard to tell, right? I mean,
Yeah, I can't.
there's a little
see it.
thing that drops here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking to
Bipolar,
see.
and
Anxiety would end
would have
with
a Y. It would have a Y
Yeah.
there. So.
And that does have a little Y at the end of each one of
Yeah.
those words. It's anxiety.
I think that has a better chance of being
Anxiety can put you into a manic state. You lose your shit.
Yeah.
You lose it, and you can't control it.
Okay, so let's go. Yeah, he attempted to separate from her, and to say they could. That's kind of a weird sentence. So they could both calm their emotions. He got into their van, and Gabby had gone into a manic state. Brian said Gabby, thinking he was going to leave her in Moab without a ride, went to slap him. As Gabby started to swing, Brian pushed her away to avoid the slap. As a result, Gabby, off balance, but still caught Brian's face with some fingers, causing some minor visible scratches. Brian continued that when he had seen my lights, he thought Gabby had grabbed the wheel of the van and pulled it, causing the van to hit the curb. I observed some small scratches to Brian's right arm, and when I asked him about them, he supposed they must have happened when Gabby was trying to get his attention about me being behind them with the lights on. This, however, was not consistent with Gabby's statement, further suggesting her confused and emotional state. Did you have something to say? I thought you were
trying to get rid of that damn bug.
Get your freaking swatter out, man.
No, it's a fruit fly bug. Anyway,
Okay.
All right.
After evaluating, it would probably fly right through it, right? After
Yeah, but faster.
after evaluating the totally totality of the circumstances, I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of a domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis. I then determined the most appropriate course of action would be to help separate the parties for the night so they could, see, then now he's alone, see? See, he's alone now. If this happened, let's see. So they could reset their mental states without interference from one another, and although they did express a desire to remain together, they both ultimately agreed to be separated until the following day. Accordingly, but actually it was the 13th at the bar, so accordingly I was able to contact Safe Haven and get Brian a hotel room for the night. I instructed both Brian and Gabby to take advantage of this time apart to relax their emotions and regain control of their anxiety. There you go. So it wasn't. Well, no. Why'd they type it in right there?
This was the 13th, not the 12th.
Oh, wow. They were saying that the thing was on the 12th. So this makes it even worse. Wow. So
Yeah.
that is the date up there.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is, did they just forget to block anxiety out here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a report. Now you fucked
Oops.
up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is anxiety. I also asked them to avoid contacting each other until the next morning, if at all possible. Gabby maintained possession of the van while I transported Brian to the hotel. They did both have their own cell phones in case of emergency. Around 7 o'clock at night, I went to where witnesses... Oh, man. What's the name of that bar again? Let's just see something. That's probably that place, actually. Because we can use that same technique. Because there's a little dip right there. See
Now,
that?
let me see. So that.
What's the name of the place that she worked at? Moonflower? That doesn't have anything
Moonflower
dipping.
in Utah.
That doesn't have
It's,
anything dipping in it. Does the...
It's on East 100 North.
Please
Now,
tell.
where did this take place? Wasn't it Main Street or something?
Let's see.
How far away is Main Street?
Lived at, let's see, where witness Christopher... So that was the witness. It wasn't one of the women. I went to some place where witness Christopher, what was his last name, lived, and had him fill out a statement. Christopher told me that he was not entirely sure what it is he had seen, but feared the worst, which is why he came forward as a witness. Wow. Feared the worst.
Evidence.com? What?
Body camera videos available. Ooh.
Oh.
Well, we got to go see that. if you can get that link, send it over.
My agency, don't know your domain? Okay, wait.
Anybody got that one?
Moab Police.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, does anybody have this?
Hey,
van was
sleuths out
traveling.
there. Let's go get that link.
Yeah.
Two.
Can anybody get the link to the evidence.com Moab City Police Department? I know you can. Let's go. Come on.
Evidence.com.
What in the world is going on?
Man, I got to see that.
But it doesn't say anywhere near the Moonflower thing. So I don't know where that's going.
Oh, you have to be in an agency?
Somebody else said that, but then we got this. So I don't know. Let's see if anybody's playing the link. Let's look here. Keep going. They have everything in one document on this one. No, they don't have it yet.
Yeah, so this is Woody's Tavern here, but the
Woody's
dip,
Tavern, yeah.
we don't know. That's
We
Woody's
don't
Tavern.
know. Are there any hotels close to there that he might have just went over there for a drink to calm down or something? Because he was at the hotel.
Yeah,
and
where
she
did
was at Safe Haven?
Let's go figure. Let me get that where they got. Oops, where is it now? Shit. I'm gonna have to go back and get that. There it is. They didn't mention the Moonflower on this thing. So
No,
where did
but
that come
the other
from?
person did. The other one that I was reading did. The Brian Etten Okay. And Brian Etten is a correspondent for News Nation Now. And she wrote, he also writes, hold on. There is another police report from what appears to be the same incident by a different officer. This time, Officer Daniel Scott says the couple was arguing over a phone. Witnesses say he saw Gabby hitting Brian in the arm through the driver's window as if Brian had locked her out. Officer says van was traveling 45 miles an hour in a 15 mile per hour zone. When the officer pulled the van over, he says Gabby was in the passenger seat crying uncontrollably. He asked her to get out of the vehicle. She said she suffers from blank and she was struggling with her mental health. Officer asked Gabby if her intention was to hurt Brian, and her response was that she did not intend to hurt him. Quote, at no point in my investigation did Gabrielle stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears. Now, what in the hell is going on?
I don't see any reference to the. Did that one mention flower?
No. So this is another quote. I have to leave by. I don't know what this means, but okay. I have to leave, but I understand Officer Robbins got the mail lodging through Seek Haven. So now, if we go and look,
I was going to look up that place.
Haven.
Safe Haven. It's called Safe Haven.
No, it's called Seek Haven.
Well, this article says Safe Haven, the one I'm looking at.
But they're not right. So Seek Haven.
Okay.
Seek Haven's not right. I promise. Because I was looking for
you're
Safe
saying
Haven
you're saying
and I
Seek
kept
Haven.
finding it.
No, Seek Haven is right. That's what you just said.
Seek Haven is right. Yes. Yeah. And they are located at 81 North 300 East Moab. Do you got that?
Well, I have Seek Haven at 288 East 100, and that's right there. Right here. Look at this Seek Haven. Right down the street. You don't think that's it?
Could be.
It's
I mean, there are other
288. Well, this is the only Seek Haven that I could find in Moab. 288 East 100 North Moab.
No, there's another one at 81 North 300 East.
Okay, let's see where that one.
81 North 300 East. There you go. Try that one. Where is it?
Same place. What a bunch of weirdo. I guess it's got two different. It's like the other one was right there. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a corner cross. Who knows? Okay. Let's see. Sooner History said Brian has issued a statement. Listen, this is moving too friggin' fast.
Yeah, I guess we're on at the right time.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. All right. Brian has issued a statement. Where? I don't see any statement from him. No.
Yeah,
Where?
Seek Haven Family Crisis right there.
Let's see.
And that's just down the street from.
No, I don't see any statement from Brian. Not yet. The last statement was through his attorney. We already knew about that one. There's no new statement. And
she just stayed in her van? She didn't have her own place?
No, one of them got a hotel, it said.
Yeah, where was
the
that?
Other, so it says there were no significant injuries reported, and both agreed that Gabby suffers from serious anxiety. It appeared this incident was more mental emotional health. Then it says Officer Robbins got the mail lodging through Seek Haven. Gabby retained possession of the van, and they agreed to separate for the night.
I wonder if she just said, hey, I can sleep in my van. That's separate from him.
Possibly.
Maybe.
While arguing near Main Street, he attempted to separate from her so they could calm their emotions.
Okay, this is Main Street right here. So, yeah, I mean, that's Main Street, right next to that place. So we can...
Next to which place?
Well, it's near, the Moonflower, I guess.
Aha.
Main Street goes by Moonflower. Let's just say that. But somebody said Moonflower, so maybe
Right.
that makes
So
sense.
He did. This reporter said Moonflower. Why is he saying that? Why are you saying that, sir?
Well, it's right on the corner there, so it said near Main Street, right? It didn't say on Main Street.
It says.
You think this guy's incident
While
report
arguing near Main Street.
So this is near Main Street. That's Main Street.
Yes.
And so Moonflower
That's
is
what he
near Main
says.
Street, which is, mildly interesting. I mean, well, it's more than mildly interesting. It's interesting.
Yes, Patsy, he does understand that. Yeah, that they lived in their van. They were traveling in their van, but they also stayed in hotels.
Why would they think I didn't understand that?
I don't have any idea.
I think it's just troll type comments.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
Anyway,
crazy
let's
people
keep
out there.
going here. Where I want to see where he first said this. Where is it? His first post. So 22 minutes ago, this Brian guy said, Utah police report regarding Gabby and Brian. It says, quote, the male has been observed to have assaulted the female, end quote, near Moonflower Co-op. So he said that. It's right there.
And Ada just said it's open till 8, so she could have still been working right at that time, but she didn't appear to be the main witness. The guy, his name was Christopher.
Yeah.
But
When I think the 24th, Sharcy, somebody just asked me when her dad sent the that's a good question. Now I know why you're asking that. Let's see, I'll tell you right now. Called father from the hotel on 8/24. I think that was the day that he sent the Uber Eats.
Well, which hotel? That was in Salt Lake City.
That was a
though.
different hotel
Yeah.
somewhere else. Somebody was asking about that, but I was thinking.
So this is so interesting. So it wasn't the 12th. That changes a lot now. So now the argument was the 13th. Look at this. He's right there.
Yeah.
And then somehow,
All basically on the same street, the same whole area.
and then Woody's Tavern's right there. And could he have just said,
You
"I'm gonna
just
go get
walk
some
to
drinks"?
the corner and walk down there. How many feet is that, Gray? Like, how long does that take to walk?
Well,
Do
I mean-
magic with your map there.
Well, I can just, this is
'Cause
the
he doesn't
distance
have a
because
car,
he
she has
can't
it.
fly. So it's gonna be a half mile.
Half mile.
0.6.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortcut. It's all,
Right. He might have
Huh.
Googled closest bar. Where can I have a drink? Something like that.
Yeah, goes gets a drink, and because they were there at 7. Oh man, we gotta go look that up now. Hold on a second.
I know.
Oh, holy crap! Hold on, because I have this right here. Hold on a
Email, Nicole. My email or Gray's email?
second. No,
No.
I think it's for So Mean email.
Oh
I
yeah,
actu-
we do have a So Mean allegedly email.
I can
too.
have them both open now. So I have Firefox with and Chrome. All right, so let me just open this up. Hey,
How am I the one with the 8 dogs and your dogs are the ones barking?
because they're wrestling. Chloe's just a freaking. I don't even know how to explain it.
I just looked at So Mean allegedly. We don't have any email. Updated.
So this is the couple that was murdered that same
Right.
night. Let me get the time. And what's the name of that? Woody. Let me just type that out.
The full police reports I think have been emailed to you, Gray.
From the incident.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what somebody's saying. Hmm.
Okay. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh, this is way later than I thought I would be on.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden it's crazy.
Gabrielle maintained possession of the van while I transported Brian to the hotel. They did have their own cell phones in case of emergency. Okay. I was able to contact the Haven to get Brian a hotel room for the night. Okay. So that's Safe Haven place, Seek Haven,
Seeking.
that place. They're not a place you go to stay. I guess they will get you a hotel room if you're like in the middle of a crisis or whatever.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So they got him a hotel room. Now we need to know where that was. Where are the hotels around there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find this date here. We can type in hotels in Moab and get that here in a second. Okay, here it is. Look at this. The pair was last seen at Woody's Tavern on August 13th, leaving at 8:30. Oh my God! So that's like an hour and a half after this incident, right? Wasn't it 7? What time was this incident? 7?
I don't even know anymore. I'm so confused.
Wait,
this is insanity. Are you kidding me?
What time was this at here? 1700. Yeah, right there. Around 1700.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when he went to the witness, so it was before that. So, man, that's some crazy stuff right there, right? That at 7 o'clock, that's when he went and talked to the witness. So it might have been 6, and then at 8:30, those women are at the bar, and then they get murdered later, and he's in this foul mood, obviously.
Right, he's already aggravated.
Oh man, this is just getting really pretty nutty at this point. Okay, let me go check that.
This guy Brian, I'm gonna follow him now. He's getting the body cam footage too. Thank you.
Oh really? Sweet.
Mm-hmm. He's requesting it now. He said. Huh. Mm-hmm. This is nuts.
Yeah,
what in the world is going on here?
Get to my email here. Police report. Okay, so was that Heather that sent that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's the full one. Okay, this is a little bit bigger here. Look, more stuff.
Yeah, I want to see exactly hotels.
Should we read through this one? Okay, here we go. How about I'll read the first part and then you do this part. Okay.
Oh, if I could see it, I could. I can't see that.
Oh.
Too little.
All right. Well, I'll make it bigger. I'm just kidding.
It's blurry.
I'll try to do it. I arrived on scene and observed as 2 park officers also arrived. I assisted officers Robbins with his investigation until I was called away to a report of an intoxicated male near MRH. What is MRH? I don't know. Posing.
MRH is or.
It says MRH. Yeah, I was thinking.
MRH. What the hell would that be?
I don't know. Is that Maine something?
Hold on. You got Moonflower Cooperative. You got Moab Coffee, Moab Garage, the T-shirt shop, Crystals, Jailhouse Cafe. I'm just looking at.
Well, look at Moab Regional Hospital right there.
Yeah, that could be that.
And so that is kind of near. You know, I guess if it was
MRH, that's going to be it.
And it makes sense too, because even if it was right here, it's near there. You know, it's like that's the entrance into it. But
let's see.
Let me put that in there. Okay. Let's see. See, by the way, this is what we do when we're not on a show, but we're on a show while this is happening.
Sorry.
So it's just kind of, you guys are sort of
like
getting
flying back and forth.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Let's see.
I
spoke with the male driver of the van, the female passenger, and also called Chris to get more information from him. Okay, so that's the witness. Remember, because Christopher. All 3 individuals gave me a similar and consistent story consisting of the basic idea that the driver of the van, a male, had some sort of argument with the female, Gabby, as I recall. The male tried to create distance by telling Gabby to go take a walk to calm down. She didn't want to be separated from the male and began slapping him. He grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed up upon him and the van.
Pause. This doesn't sound healthy. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Healthy, happy, hippie, vegan type camping van people. I mean, Scott and I are nuts. I've never tried to whack him in the face and then he takes my face and smushes me into a van. Like, never. This does not sound healthy, whatever is happening.
I had a friend that had a wife that every time she drank got just like that. Just would just take a beer bottle and smash it on his head and just do
yeah,
the craziest stuff in the world. But when she wasn't drunk, oh my God, the nicest person in the world.
Nicest ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I threatened to beat Scott all the time. Like, I'm gonna whoop your. But no. So this sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
That they're outside doing this, but
yeah, he grabbed her face.
Anxiety.
I'm gonna go. I was try to zip through this one. He grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed upon him and the van. He tried to lock her out and succeeded, except for the driver's door. He opened that and forced her way over him. Forced her way over him. I don't know what that means. And into the vehicle before it drove off. No one reported that the male struck the female. Both the male and the female reported they are in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't wish to see anyone charged with a crime. There were no significant injuries reported, and both agreed that Gabby suffers from serious anxiety, etc. It appeared, okay, but I thought he did too.
Right.
It appeared that this incident was more accurately categorized as a mental emotional health break than a domestic assault. I had to leave, but I understand that Officer Robbins got the male lodging through Seahaven. Gabby retained possession of the van, and they agreed to separate for the night. No charges were filed, and no one wished for charges to be filed for the separation to take place. Although, filed for the separation to take place. Although that was, at minimum, what Officer Robbins required in lieu of making a case against Gabby for domestic assault. Gabby is a 22-year-old female who is 5'2" to 5'4", 110 to 120 pounds, while her fiancé is older, taller, and much heavier than her. He seemed kind of thin, though, too. He had no fear for his safety and did not exhibit any indicators that he may be a victim of battered boyfriend syndrome, etc. He was assessed to be a low risk of danger or harm as a result of his proximity to his fiancée.
Yeah. And then we read Robbins already, right?
I don't know, because this says it's really specific.
Update on witness who called police.
Why does it say 8/12 though now? Is that what the problem was?
What the hell? But his says 8/13. No, it says 8/13.
Well, maybe this is the date this was printed off or something. I don't know what this date is here. That seems like a doesn't that look more like a internally generated number, like on a document, than...
Yeah, but it still says 8. It says the 13th.
But so does
Where
this
does
one.
this say the 12th? Show me.
Oh, right there.
On
In the
12th,
report.
Approximately 1644. Oh.
But see, that means that they were still in the town, though. I mean, it makes it a little bit less...
Yeah, they were, because they slept over there. Heather's saying that there's a witness. There's an update on the witness, but I don't know where that would be. I don't see it on here.
So on 8/12/21 at approximately, now we got the real time, 4:44, I responded to a possible domestic violence in progress. A van with both a male and female as occupants.
I'm going to mute Gray and run down and get more coffee.
Okay. Was reported leaving the area of 39 East, 100 North. Okay, now we have that whole... Was reported leaving the area of 39E. Let me put this in here. 39E. There it is. 100 North. What? I mean, that's like right on the building. I mean, look at that thing. Are you kidding me? That's insane. That's right on the building where Kylan works. Man, how can that be coincidental? I mean, that is ridiculous right there. Wow. 39 East, 100 North. Let's see. Police report states. What does it say? One was reported leaving the area. A van with both a male and female occupant was reported leaving the area of 39E 100 North. Wow. Man, that's ridiculous. I can't even believe it. Wow. One of the witnesses described the vehicle as a white Ford Transit van with a black ladder on the rear with Florida license plate. Witness Christopher reported seeing a male later identified as Brian Laundrie and a female later identified as Gabby Petito arguing over a phone. Christopher stated that when Brian got into the van, he saw what appeared to him as Gabby hitting Brian in the arm and then climbing through the driver's window as if Brian had locked her out and she was trying to find a way in. I located a white van that matched the description on North Main Street at Highway 128 turnoff. Okay, let's see where that is. Main, and let's see. Main Street and 128. That's 120. So it must be... This is Main Street right here. And then... I don't know if that's still called Main Street. It's 191 now. I don't know. I don't really see a direct link to that. Is it? Yeah, because 128 kind of winds around. I don't know if it continues over here. Looks like it starts right here. So maybe that's where it was. And this is, they're just calling it Main Street. So let's see. I'm going to put something right here. The van was pulled over here. Okay. So I think that's probably it right there. Interesting. So, wow, so they're right here. And what are the odds of that? 1 in a billion, everybody. 1 in a billion. Okay, I located a white van that matched the description on North Main Street at the Highway 128 turnoff. After I crossed the bridge, I was able to catch up to the van at the turnoff to Arches National Park. Okay. So where is Arches National Park? Right there. So it would have been on here. How would you get to Arches National Park? So probably on that road right there. And so I wonder, yeah, from right here he drove like this and then took that exit right there. Let's see what it says. Wow, where am I? Holy crap, did you guys see that? That was like in the middle of space.
I'm back.
Yeah, guess what? You know, in that,
listening.
Did you see that in that report? It was right there at the, what the hell's the name of that place again?
Moonflower.
Let me just put that on there so I don't know.
The Moonflower. This is insane. Doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Moonflower. Okay. And then it sounds like 191, and then here's the where 128 is. That's where he saw him, but I think he probably kept going, and then he was right here. I just wanted to see what that said, but let me put a pin there before. So that's 191, and what's the name of that park again? It heads to Arches National Park. No, I can see it right there. It says Arches. Yeah, that is it. Yeah. So if we go right here, go down to Street View, this is where he finally caught up to him. Come on, is this not going to work? There it is.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is. So I think that's the turnoff right there. And look at, there it is. Arches National Park. So there we go. That is got to be what they're talking about. Right.
How many cases do you have mapped out, Gray? A billion?
Yeah, if I turn them off, like I hide all the pins after a while. When I turn them all on, it's crazy. And you
I
can
gotta see it.
And you can tell where to live in the United States. Because it's like right in the middle, there's these places where there's no crime.
You guys were in outer space, huh? Yeah.
After I crossed the bridge, I was able to catch up to the van on the turnoff. Let's see, at the turnoff to Arches National Park. I confirmed the vehicle license plate and initiated the stop. I followed the vehicle as I continued towards the entrance gate to Arches National Park. I noted that the van traveling approximately 45 miles per hour in the 15 mile per hour speed zone. After I had activated my lights to initiate a traffic stop, I watched the van cross the double yellow dividing line in lane 1, merged into lane 2, and abruptly swerved to the right. When the vehicle swerved, both the front and rear passenger side wheels hit the curb a short distance before the entrance gate.
They
Wow.
said you were taking them into outer space.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, no, I hit the button and it just shot up in the sky, and then I hit a button, and then I was literally in space. It was weird. I don't know what happened.
That's why I can't leave. See, he goes to outer space, and my computer's nuts.
So on the show today, we've had
TV.
her computer scrolling horizontally at Mach 20, and then we end up in space and have put together all this crazy stuff. I approached the vehicle and saw the only occupants being Gabriel and Brian. Gabby, who was in the passenger seat, was crying uncontrollably. I asked Gabby to get out of the vehicle to speak with me. Gabby told me that she suffers from, well, that's a hell of a lot longer there, with anxiety. Ooh, so there's something a lot bigger here. Like maybe bipolar disorder.
Or depression.
Yeah, something else is bigger in there. She continued because of her. See, now there's two things: something and anxiety. Her because of whatever that was and anxiety, combined with little arguments she and Brian had been having that day, she was struggling with her mental health, which led to the incident that was reported to law enforcement. And that was at that freaking. That's just ridiculous. Gabriel stated that when he saw my lights, she hit Brian in the arm to get his attention, which in turn caused him to hit the curb while I was following them. I asked Gabby if her intention was to hurt Brian, and her response was that she did not intend to hurt him, but rather get his attention to notice me as I was behind them with the lights on. At no point in the investigation did Gabby stop crying. She was breathing heavily or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears, wipe her nose, or rub her knees with her hands. I don't know. So maybe something regarding that took place, and maybe he snapped at some point. I don't really know. I just think it's really, now that we have this information. So I think this was on the 12th, this stuff.
Yeah, so pause for just a sec. So there's about a 10-day stretch in August in which Gabby's family received no communication from her. 6 of these days, 8/17 to 8/23, she's by herself with the van while Brian is flying back to Florida. This is a post from somebody. I find it odd that she'd have that much time on her own and not reach out to her mom, who said she'd hear from her daughter in some fashion every couple of days. Gabby was making no social media posts during that time either. Brian leaving must have been a huge deviation from the couple's travel plan, and Gabby kept that all to herself. I think that's a very good post if you think about that. That's very
that is
weird.
Interesting. Like, why she's alone, she's not. Maybe you might throw this out there that she met somebody in that little few days, like that was nice to her, and then he comes back and finds out about that. I don't know. But why wouldn't she communicate?
Right. Why? I'm reading
She
just
did,
more, seeing what's
and yet she
new.
is alive on the 25th. So even though that's weird, you know, she's alive on the 25th, right? Because she's FaceTiming
Yeah.
with her mom, and she seems to be in good spirits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, no, because they wouldn't have been alive, Amber. Those two women were dead.
On the 13th, right? The night.
Yeah, well, they hadn't been seen again. They went missing on, I think, the night
We
of
don't
the
know
13th.
what day they died, though, correct?
Yeah, but it seems like I think it was sort of around that same time. And if you look at there's a big time gap between Moab and where was the next place?
See her uncle's
Yeah.
timeline one more time
See,
here.
there's about a 12-day gap between Moab and Salt Lake City, so we don't know how long they stayed in Moab.
Right. Okay. Now, her uncle's paperwork says domestic report of the 12th. Brian went to Florida 17th to the 23rd. They left the hotel in Salt Lake City the 24th. They're in Grand Teton, Wyoming on 8/25. Told a friend via Snapchat on 8/27 that she was heading to Yellowstone. Last text from her phone was on 8:30.
See, their bodies were found on the 18th. And that, you know what's really interesting, if you take the 17th and he takes off right after it's, you know,
Right.
you know, he's 17th to 23rd, he's gone, and then he meets her somewhere else other than. Did she drive alone from Moab to Salt Lake City? See, that's the thing. That's interesting, right? Because, well, he flew from Salt Lake City, so he must have gotten a ride there.
Yeah.
So he would have gotten a ride there on the 17th. I know, whenever it was, but he was there on the 17th to fly away and then come back. And their bodies were found on the 18th, but they'd been dead for a while.
Right. Possibly, yeah. I'm just looking to see what else is happening out here on the Twitter sphere, but
No, but see, they were last seen on the 13th, and they had work, and they missed it, so they were killed way back then. The pair was last seen at Woody's Tavern in Moab on the 13th. Bar security footage shows the women leaving at approximately 8:30. Police seized. Okay, let's see. What does it say? I'm talking about this case right here.
mm-hmm.
That storage unit that a family member helped pay for. Another storage unit. Police contacted the family member who lives in another state. Shared custody.
Yeah, her mother said no service in Yosemite, but the mother said she doesn't believe that was from her daughter. I do not believe that text on the 30th was my daughter. Asked why she had her doubts, she replied, the van was in Florida on the 1st of September. I think I can do the math. Gosh. I mean, you know, saddest part of this whole thing is you look at the photos of this girl and she just looked so happy. You know, she just looked happy to be alive, you know, happy to be doing what she was doing. This is
I'm trying to find when. I know there was a report. Does anybody have that? Like how long they think the two women were dead before they were found? Let's see. When you have a body transported in Montana. That's something else.
looks like
I know it was just days before the couple had told friends that they were moving to another site because there was a weirdo camping near them that was freaking them out.
they were moving to another site. They have been missing for 4 days. Then I have the Grand County Sheriff's Office report.
See, if they were missing, then they were likely killed that same night.
On August 18th, the Grand County Sheriff's Office was notified of 2 deceased females located in the South Mesa area of the La Salle Loop Road. The 2 deceased individuals were transported to the medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death. The preliminary investigation conducted by the medical examiner's office said the death appears to be from gunshot wounds. Investigators with Grand County Sheriff's Office were able to determine the identities of the 2 women. Their families have been notified. Let's see here. That date was August 19th. So then, let's see here. Medical examiner's office.
Yeah. Jackie Swan is saying,
What?
yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. You know, because that's exactly where she would go. If Gabby was getting food, that's where she'd go, right? To that co-op.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And maybe, yeah, that is possible. And they were in town, so we don't know if it was actually... They went missing on the 13th. Apparently. That's the last known sighting of them. And I think one of them had to work the next day and didn't show up. So that's kind of where I'm thinking that something happened to him that night. Or, you know, maybe Gabby was staying with them, drove her car and was staying near them. But then how would Gabby not be a witness at that point to something? I don't know. It's really bizarre. If this is all coincidental,
Yeah.
it is literally like just a trillion. I mean, the most unlucky human. Although
Yeah,
we know that he knows what happened to Gabby. Never knew the women. No, you mean sexually assaulted, Terry? You can actually say that word. It's actually more descriptive of what happened. When you say essay, I don't know if you're talking about the
People are very hesitant to say it.
It's
now.
not. Well, it's only because one YouTuber told you that everybody doesn't say it anymore. Okay.
No, nobody says that anymore, Gray.
It's actually a phrase that doesn't affect anything on YouTube or anything like that.
Not unless you're continuously saying it and the algorithm picks you up or somebody reports you for something nutty.
Let's see.
I'm trying to find anything on the autopsy to see if they estimated the dates. But
yeah, they were both found nude from the waist down. I don't know if that means that they were woken up and that's how they slept normally, or
nude from the waist down.
Yeah, or maybe they were partially nude, but they were nude from the waist down. And there's no information that, if they were assaulted sexually, you know, like a sexual assault.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's see. I don't think anything's back yet as far as their autopsies or date of death. It's not saying. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It is not saying.
But they went missing on the 13th. One of them was supposed to be at work, I think, the next day.
Right.
And so they didn't show up. So then you have to think, well, it must be the 13th or 14th that something happened to him. Early in the morning, maybe.
Is my phone buzzing at me? Oh, it's Stacy. Hold on. Right.
Okay.
No, we don't know if he had a gun at all.
Yeah, we don't know. Although a lot of times people in that van life have one. You know, I guess it depends on what your beliefs are.
Okay. Wait, new details. Okay. It's been nearly a month since the newlywed couple, Crystal and Kylan, were seen. The warrant was served in Grand County on August 19th. So they did issue an unsealed search warrant.
I have that one. My buddy Ada sent that to me. So
they had been last seen on Friday, August 13th. According to the warrant, they arrived at the campsite. They went through the tents, etc.
You want to go through it? I got it right here.
Not unless it has anything to do with these guys, but
No, this
wait,
is the warrant
wait.
regarding these two women.
Right. The post says, hold on.
And there's the
I was
coordinates.
just trying to find out their date of death. I mean, I don't know if we need to go over the search warrant, but
I wonder if it's in it.
could
Seized
be.
as evidence transported. Let's see. Investigators were informed that Kylan had mentioned to her friends that if something happened to them, they were murdered. Kylan had continued by saying there was a creepy man around their camp, and they had been intimidated by him. Kylan and Crystal were reported to last be seen at Woody's Tavern bar. Security footage shows them leaving at 8:30. Vehicle was towed from the scene. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything extra than that.
No. So maybe the full autopsy is not back yet. So we know that they were shot. We know they're last seen on the 13th. But no, we don't know the date of death, which would be interesting. Do we know when they left? When these guys left there? When Gabby and Brian left that area? What do her posts say? Well, we don't even know the hell if it was her posting, but let me just look at something. So they were in Moab on the 13th. Then there's nothing. So then the 17th to the 23rd, he's in Florida and she's not posting anything on social media. So we have no idea where they might have been. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I know she did post, let me see here, July 26th, July 30th, July 31st, August 12th, August 12th, August 12th, and then August 19th. And the August 19th post, remember, our post from 6 weeks prior that, or not, no, sorry, no. They were from 15 days prior because they were posted on their Instagram stories on the 4th. And then she reposted them as regular posts as if they were happening in real time on the 19th, which makes no sense whatsoever because she says, almost immediately after telling Brian how happy it made me to see the people were truly respectful of the park, I watched some guy leave his processed prepackaged plastic conglomerate of lunch on a picnic table. Well, when? On August 4th? Why are you posting that again on August 19th? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes
wild.
no sense.
Yeah, I wonder how long they were in Moab. That's the point.
Yeah, we don't know. If we're following and tracking from what they're posting, some of these posts are definitely not posted the same day they were taken.
Yeah.
No way.
Wow. Well, we might have to do another show on this one pretty soon.
Well, who knows what's going to happen to Brian today? The heat is on now. I mean, and her stepdad is there searching for her.
Definitely.
They do have a GoFundMe going on so that they can stay out there and search. I mean, I'm sure the police are out there searching, but just like other cases, look at this place. Where in the world? You could stash a body absolutely anywhere. Who's going to find them?
Yeah, it's going to be up to him to come forward at some point, but why would he if he had something to do with it?
No, if he doesn't, if his attorney's saying he doesn't have to say anything.
That's crazy. Wow. Well, how long have you been on here? 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's a long time.
Ooh, that's a long one for us, isn't it?
Yeah, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want, and hit the like button. Do we have any more to go over on this one?
Can we do a whiteboard soon? We might need one.
Yeah, we might be able to figure out a way to do it with two phones. You'll have to call up. We'll figure it out.
I can do my phone over here on the thing with the whiteboard there, and we'll have all kinds of fun stuff happening here. We do. We need a whiteboard. This is nutty. This doesn't make much sense at all. So it is a crazy story. And then you've got Gray's pet project the Murdoch
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, where we all knew it was a bogus shooting, and now he's claiming that it was a suicide, something. Well, it was a suicide on his part, but he wanted to make it look like he was murdered by somebody. So that would explain why there'd be extra shells. I mean, one shot.
So his son could get the $10 million.
Right, a $10 million payout.
This guy here, man.
Man, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the true crime world at this point.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier. And then just because we have to mention it, Don Wells was on somebody's live stream, and I don't think he knew he was on the live stream as far as his face being on it. And he's in his bathroom, And then the next thing you know, he's like standing up, pulling his pants up. I'm like, there's no way in hell this can get any crazier. It just can't.
So he was like, you could see his...
He was using the bathroom. He was whatever. And then, they pan over to Candace, and she just looks, not in great condition. And somebody called a welfare check on her. Things are crazy. Things are...
Yeah. I guess it's just it's the case that keeps on giving.
The moon is in Jupiter with its Pluto is in Uranus or something. I don't know what's happening. The stars are aligned crazily for all the craziest stories of true crime right now.
So I guess tomorrow might be sort of up in the air which one we're going to be talking about, right? Because
we might be talking about both of them tomorrow.
Yeah, might have to do something like that. Because if there's
we might have to combine a few things tomorrow. So 2020 did us in. 2021's a little crazier, I think. So 2020 was nuts. 2021 is like hold my beer, and then here we are today.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, I know it's getting kind of late your time over there.
It is. But nobody has come rushing in needing my help, which is
amazing.
I don't know. It's kind of shocking. That hasn't happened in, a month and a half. So, but I do need to go feed all of the dogs and try and make the house smell better before Scott gets home.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, it was cool. Just stay on here for a second or so. But we will, let's see. I don't really see any questions anybody has right now, but hope you guys thought that was interesting. Pretty crazy stuff now in Gabby's case for sure. So thank you guys for being here, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm going to hit this button to make a sound effect, and then I'm going to hit this other one for our So Me. I think I got the right one now. I'm trying to remember it. Let me
Here we go with the damn sound effects.
All right, here we go. Listen. I like that one.
What the hell's that?
So, there you are again. So mean. All right, everybody. See you later.
Allegedly.
Bye, guys.